Mulibwanji. That means how are you in Zambian language. I'm Zambian. My name is Dr. Kutoma Wakunuma, and I'm here at MobileActive to talk about, well, actually I was giving a talk yesterday on mobile phones and how they've benefited women, especially in the developing world, particularly in Zambia. So I was really looking at the social and economic benefits of mobile phones, because I've done some research in Zambia, which I did for about 4 years, and looked at how what I wanted to understand was whether mobile phones were really having an impact, a social and economic impact on women, especially because there's been a lot of talk, particularly at global level and also at national level, on how mobile phones, the internet, were actually empowering women, and also how they were helping women in terms of development. So I thought this would be a very interesting project for Zambia, because Zambia is a developing country. And then with so much talk about how these information communication technologies, and in this case the mobile phone, would be able to help people in Zambia, or helping people in the developed world, I thought was really quite exciting and interesting. So what I found was that there wasn't really much difference because I was looking at the gender perspectives. So I thought I would actually ask both men and women in terms of their possession of mobile phones, their usage, and what the potential and socioeconomic aspects they kind of saw in mobile phones and perhaps the internet were. So what I found was that there wasn't really much difference in terms of use between men and women, and also in terms of possession. There was very minimal difference between the two. And then also I kind of discovered that the potential and social factors were actually similar. They both talked about easy and fast communication, less isolation, business, health information, and so on. But one of the things that I discovered was that the downside of the technologies was that these brought about new focal social and economic conflict, rather social conflict. That is, there was a lot of social strife between spouses, between partners, in that these were kind of reproducing the gender stereotypes. So you found that men were kind of uneasy in terms of how their women were able to use their mobile phones without really their consent. So in certain situations, some of the women were actually being told to, or being ordered to sell their phones, and also how they were supposed to use the phones, when they were supposed to use the phones, who they were supposed to call, when they were supposed to receive their calls. So this, I think, was a question of power. It was a question of control. Because in a sense, it's like the mobile phone had been brought into their private space, and they kind of didn't know how to deal with that. So I thought that was interesting, in that there's a lot of talk about how these technologies are kind of helping or trying to uplift women's social lives. But when you look at that particular aspect of control and power, and also conflict from particularly men to women, that, in a sense, was kind of bringing back the traditional gender stereotypes, the conflicts between men and women. So I kind of found that, in certain aspects, the mobile phones were kind of helping, but then also there was a downside to that. So I think there should be more research and more ways to kind of look at dealing with these aspects, particularly in countries like Zambia. So I'm kind of trying to look at more in terms of mobile phones and economic and social empowerment of women. So that's the type of research I've looked at in Zambia. Zikomo, thank you.